Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we will solve a real world data engineering question using a PySpark. Questions like these are commonly asked in a data engineering interview at a top companies. So first, we will go through the problem statement, understand the logic step by step, and try to implement the optimized PySpark solution. They have given an employee dataset. In the dataset, if you see the list of tuple they have given as an employee, and we have created the schema, employee schema, in which we have a ID, name, and the genders. Using the data frame, we have data frame methods and a Spark is a sections and a data frame methods. We have created the data frame employee DF using a show actions over method. You can say we have showing the data frame employee df data frame, and that data frame contain the three columns: id, name, gender. If you see in id, name, genders, and we have six employees. So let's move to the question. Basically, this is the scenario based question. Like if you consider, if you are working as a data engineer working for a HR analyst team, and your company wants to construct a balanced multi-gender project team rosters, like they are want to multi-gender project team rosters by arranging the employee in an alternate gender pattern. So we need to create the output in this format so that the employee should be arranged in an alternate order, alternate gender ordering of an employee. So employee should be arranged in alternate orders, like male, female, male, female, male, female. This type of a order basically interviewer want. Okay. First, try to write query logic in your own, no matter it is a worst approach, but do it at your own and comment down your solution first. Now start with the solution. Let's first I'm going to create the partitions by, like there is a, if you see partitions by genders, there are the two genders, male and the female genders has given. So I'm going to do a partition by using a Windows function, and I'm going to do a partition by gender. So for that, first I need to import Windows function. Windows is not a function in a PySpark. We can say Windows is a class. PySpark using using PySpark dot SQL dot Windows function. Windows. I am going to import window. Window is a class, and which is the present into PySpark SQL Windows. This is the PySpark DataFrame API. So I'm going to use that. Like consider I'm going to take the window as a variable, and I'm going to save that window. I can say window dot partition by. I'm going to use the partition by partition by method, I can say. And windows is a class, partition by which I'm going to firstly divide that specific data set into a gender based partition by gender, like male difference and the female difference. So I'm going to use the genders and order by I can say order by ID over the order by employee names over ID, I can say. So I'm going to use as a employee name firstly. Okay, names we have got the order by. Now let's see first how data set we can say using. First I'm going to give the name like the partition by, like the row numbers. First is equal to first row number by partitions by male, and the row number partitions by female. So let's create the data frame first. Consider we have employee data set. Which data frame we have? Employee data frames we have dot. I'm going to select which column we want. employees, their ID, name, and the gender. All three columns we want. So I'm going to select all three columns from employee data sets, and I'm going to introduce the one new column with for to give the row number in specific partitions. So I'm going to use the with column function. With column is a method. I'm going to name that specific column as a row numbers, and I'm going to use row numbers. This is the row number function. This is the row number functions over which column we are going to use in a over what we write in a SQL, like the partitions by and order by. That partitions by query we have stores into a Windows variable, PySpark variable. So I'm going to use that Windows variable, and now which. And also, I'm going to create another column for the order number. So if there is an order number in terms of if there is a male, then I'm doing the one as a order. If the female, then I'm going to give the order number as, we can say, two. So for that, I'm going to create another column using a with column method. In a with column, I'm giving the order number as a column name, and for that I'm going to use the case statement. Case statement, like the if the column, like the gender is equal to male, then I'm giving the one number. Otherwise I'm giving the two numbers. Like the female, then I'm giving the two numbers. For that I'm going to use when in bracket, if a column is for which column, if the column like the gender equal to male, then I'm going to give that number select as a 1. Okay, if I got the 1, dot otherwise I'm going to give the number as 2. So I'm giving the order, like if the employee is the male, then I'm giving the order as a 1, and if the employee is the female, then I'm giving the order as a 2. Let's first show the output, what output we are getting first. Okay, let's run the code. So we are getting the row number is the not defined. Row number is the function that we need to import first. Let's import the row number function from a PySpark .sql functions import. I'm going to import all the functions for using the star. So let's run the query once again and see what output we are getting. Okay, now if you see, we have given the we have divided by the partitions by, we can say, row number. If consider from the female partitions, I have given the 1, 2, 3. For a male partition also I have given the 1, 2, 3 as a row numbers. And also we have given order by, if the male is 1, otherwise 2. Okay, we have given the wrong name, like the male. Okay, let's run the query once again. So if you see, we have given the male employee as a 1 and the female employee as an order 2. Now we need to generate a result like a male, female, male, female. So we can generate a result using the row number and the order numbers. Like if you see row numbers and order number 1 1, then the male, then the 1 2, then the female, and the 2 1, then the male, 2 2 is equal to female, and 3 1 is a male, and the 3 2 is a female. So we can arrange that using order function. So we need to, let's first save this data set into another variable like the empdf variable, and I'm going to perform that order by clause on this. I'm going to perform that order by clause on this data set like the select. I'm going to select all these row, which is the all these row, and I'm going to use the order by method. In order by, I'm going to use the two. I'm going to use like the two columns, or I can say two columns. First, control C, control Y, and order numbers column. These two columns I'm going to use in order by. Let's run the query once again and see what output we are getting. Comma, composition, comma, and let's remove the show action from here and write the show actions in here, and let's run the program once again and see what output we can get. You can see we have arranged the data set into alternate orders of a genders, like the alien is a male, female, male, female, male, female. Also, I have one question for you. If I want a, I can say output in the format like a first is a male, second is, sorry, first is a female, second is a male, third is a female, fourth is a male, then what changes I need to do in this PySpark code? You can write down the changes into a comment box. Thank you. I hope you understood this concept. If this is your first time visiting the channel, please make sure to subscribe. If you have a doubt, drop a comment below and don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you.